All right, Michelle, for this agnolotti recipe now, you're going to do a basic pasta mix as well.
Yes, I am.
All right, with a twist.
With a twist.
All right, let's go.
So we've got 250 grams of semolina.
Beautiful.
100 grams of plain flour.
Doppia zero, double zero.
Yes.
Si, si.
125 grams of eggs.
Whole eggs.
Whole eggs, sorry. and 15 grams, our secret ingredient, sifted cocoa powder.
Cacao.
Cacao.
I know the mamas are going to just go, my God, what are they doing? But it actually works.
And we've got olive oil, which I'll put a pinch of salt in.
All right. Of course, this is a real twist on making pasta dough. And of course, because we're teaming it with the richness of the pigeon, it will be fantastic.
Okay, now that that's come together nicely, I'm going to put it on the bench and knead it for about 5 minutes.
Beautiful.
Would you like to put some flour on the bench for me, please, Kat?
See, how much?
That'll do.
Okay. It's quite a strong smell, isn't it? It's beautiful.
And it goes really well with pigeon because it's a rich meat.
That's right. And it is not sweet at all. The cacao actually adds
it's quite bitter, which goes really well with the pigeon as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now that we've kneaded this for about 5 minutes, Kat, we're going to wrap it in Glad wrap.
Right.
Let it sit in the cool room for about half an hour or so.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do pasta the old-fashioned way and roll it by hand.
Eat your heart out, chefs. Ha! It's always a bit hard trying to work out how much filling you need, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's why I weigh it out, so
Yes.
it doesn't matter who comes into the restaurant, they're always going to be exactly the same.
Always going to be, well, that's right. And there you go. Love those colours.
So then, around the edge, just brush a little bit of water.
You can understand how pasta has withstood the test of time.
Oh, yes.
It's such a simplistic technique in a way.
And you have to be careful here not to pierce your pasta, and you have to make sure you work your way around to get rid of all the air bubbles.
Yes, you don't buckle over the pasta because otherwise you'll get triple thickness in your mouth. Look at that. Bene? Beautiful.
Just trim it back with a little round cutter.
Oh, look how they look beautiful. Look at that. How impressive is that? Absolutely divine. Now, tell me about the sauce.
The sauce over here is the tomato that we've used to braise the pigeon in.
All right.
So it's still going to retain a lot of that pigeon flavour. Stock,
Yes.
and as before, it can be chicken, veg. If you don't have that on hand, you can use water.
Okay.
The flavour again.
If you use water, you might need to season the sauce a little bit more. That's right. And away you go. Beautiful.
Now to finish this sauce, I like to add a little bit of butter. Kat, can you pop some butter in, please? A little pinch of parsley for some colour. And of course, salt and pepper.
Those colours are fantastic. You can see it's not bleeding at all. The cocoa stays right in the actual dough. Beautiful. There we go. And I know, Michelle, because you are such a funky chef, you always have a nice little garnish for us, which is tonight.
I'm just going to pop a little bit of fried leg on the top.
Now, how do our viewers do that at home? Just cut up the leaf finely?
Very fine, as fine as you can get it, and just they can shallow fry it if they don't have a deep fryer.
Yes. That's a beautiful.
Nice and light and crispy, not too dark.
And that's our dish.
Really nice.
Really nice?
Yeah.
Good flavour of the cacao pasta with the pigeon, no?
Nice.
So what I've got now is I've got the rice dish, the risotto. So what I've done is I've got a lot of the meat from before that we used for the ravioli and the agnolotti filling, and I've mixed a bit of sauce for it. So instead of keeping it separate, I've mixed the sauce into the meat to make it nice and moist. And so we're starting off the risotto from scratch. So with this, we've got some diced onion, and we're going to fry that off with a bit of oil. So we've put it in there and frying it off. Now this will probably take about 3 to 4 minutes just till they start to go nice and see-through and clear. And then we put our rice in and we toast that off. And what we do is we make what's called a soffritto in Italian, and that means just to toast the rice. So we toast that off until it becomes nice and sort of almost starts to get a peanutty sort of smell, and starts to get a little bit sticky to the bottom of the pot. and a bit harder to stir. And once that happens, we put in just a couple of ladlefuls of some nice warm veg stock, or chicken stock if you have some as well. Just till it covers. Bring that to the boil, and you just want to make it nice and flat and not have any sort of rice sticking out of the stock. You want to have it nice, everything covered, and then you just put that on a low heat, not too bubbly, not too soft, and just let that cook out for a while. Let that cook out for say 10 minutes. Then you can add in your meat mix and some parsley and lots of seasoning. And yeah, so 10 to 15 minutes. After that, just keep checking it. You might need to add a bit more stock. Check your rice. Once it starts to lose its bite, then you can, and becomes a lot more stickier and a bit plumper, then you can add in some butter, some parmesan at the very end, and whip that through nice and fast. It's called mantecato, and you can really start to see the grains start to lose all their texture and start to really have the starch fall out of them. Check for seasoning, because you may need to add a bit more salt, a bit more pepper, and just add a bit of parsley for a bit of colour, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, so this has been about 20 minutes now, and so a pigeon risotto is pretty much ready to be served. So what we do is you want to let it rest just after you've whipped it, just to let everything settle down, become nice and juicy, and it's still, you don't want it too dry either, you want it nice and a little bit wet. So we've got it. Give it a little shake. So I've just called the girls in, and I would love for you to try my pigeon risotto.
Alright, oh, you are rolling those R's very well. Michelle uses a spoon. I always like to use a fork. Al dente enough?
Yes.
Perfect. It's got that lovely little bite in the
bite
centre.
at the end.
Very creamy, as our viewers can see. And a little bit of oil just glosses it all up. It's fantastic. And there you have it. The brace of pigeon, how it can be utilised in 3 different ways to make 3 really fantastic dishes. This, of course, is a little bit more traditional. The other 2 were probably a little bit more funk-filled, as I would say. Thank you so much, Scotto, and thank you so much, Michelle. I hope the viewers have enjoyed tonight's program, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Ciao, alla prossima. Buonasera a tutte le mamme lì. Grazie.